Well, good morning everyone from windy, chilly Maine. I'm not quite sure if you can hear me. Hopefully my wind muff is doing its job. This is our little cottage back here. And if you remember yesterday, we had water right up on our beach. But today, so far, it's low tide. Look at the difference a day makes. Hello, low tide. We woke up this morning, we're like, oh, the tide is out. So we've got a whole bunch more rocks we didn't have yesterday, but it's absolutely stunning, and I'm very happy to have the breeze because there were quite a few bugs last night. So I've heard Maine gets pretty bad mosquitoes, and I don't think they were mosquitoes, but we were definitely getting attacked. So I am very happy to have the breeze, even if it is colder. So yeah, there's some construction happening up and down the road, so it's not exactly quiet first thing in the morning here, but I imagine that is kind of how it goes in Maine, because similar to when I lived in Colorado, you have two seasons. You have winter and construction. So I have a feeling that's what's happening right now. Everyone's like, okay, it's spring, it's time to do all our construction projects. So we've got something happening over here, there's something happening down the road. They started pretty late, we were already awake, no big deal. And I mean, how can you complain when this is what you wake up to? That said, our plans today have gotten shifted a little bit. We were originally supposed to be going to Acadia National Park first thing this morning, but we're having a little bit of a snafu with the rental car. There is a mosquito. Still, breeze, come back. So our plans have changed because we're having a little bit of a snafu with the rental car. And unfortunately, we're gonna have to shift our plans around, and today we're going to drive to Bangor. And I'm gonna go back inside because the breeze died down a little bit and now the mosquitoes are like, hello. So yes, this is our little cottage over here. There's two other houses that share the beach, but as far as I can tell, we're the only ones actually staying here. So I think all the little kids we saw yesterday, I think those might have been just the owner. We have not heard them again, so I think that might have just been the house owner that was here maybe checking on it. So far it's been empty. So this is our little cottage. It's adorable. So let me explain the trip to Bangor. And that is the view from our porch. Just lovely. So the shortest version I can give is that we were given the wrong rental car, and essentially they say that our rental has closed because the car that we were supposed to have got returned. But we still have a car. We tried calling customer service, and basically all they could do is tell us where the closest Avis was located. They could not do anything for us over the phone, which is absolutely ridiculous. So rather than having this hang over our vacation for the next few days, or have to worry about getting to Bangor really early on Wednesday and not knowing how long this would take before our flight, we're just gonna go ahead and drive to Bangor and get the car situated, get that figured out, and then we'll come back and do Acadia this afternoon, Acadia tomorrow, and we'll just spend a little more time in Acadia on Wednesday morning because originally I had plans to do a couple things at Bangor, and we'll do those today instead. So a shift in plans, but we're gonna go ahead and get that done so we don't have to worry about the rental car, and hopefully the in-person people in Bangor are a lot better than the people in Portland because that's what started this whole mess, or customer service, because wow, I cannot believe they could not do anything to help us without us driving to a location. Even after we told them, like, well, we're like 2.5, 3 hours from Portland at this point. We're about an hour from Bangor, and your only solution is for us to drive there? What? So, but we're gonna make the best of it. We're gonna drive there, cross off some items on our list, including going to see Stephen King's house, and then Wednesday we'll just spend more time in this area and then just go straight to the airport. All right, so mission mostly accomplished, I think. I don't know that we really accomplished anything, but at least we have slight peace of mind that when we come here on Wednesday, it won't be a big problem. But anyway, 5 minutes away from the airport, we found Stephen King's house. So I'm gonna get out, but there is like someone doing landscaping right now, so I feel a little more weird about it. Of course, obviously he does not live here anymore, but he still owns the house. It's the part of his foundation. So yeah, we're gonna go take a look. I gotta go see these gates up close and personal. So there you go, we've got a nice little curving over here, which is neat. And then of course you've got the famous gates. So cool. So this gate, look at that. Can you see it? I mean, his neighbor has a pretty great house too, honestly. It's a gorgeous neighborhood. But I do believe he spends most of his time in Sarasota these days, which is funny because I worked across the bay from his Sarasota house, and now here I am at his Maine house. It was worth a stop, very easy to get to. All you have to do is look up the Stephen King Foundation and it'll pull up the address. You can come see it. There's been multiple other tourists here with us, so it's not like a creepy thing where you're stalking someone's house. This is a well-known location, and I think we've had 5 other groups of people stop to take pictures while we've been here, so very popular even on the off season. Well, since we're already here, we're gonna drive in to get some coffee, a little snack before we head back to do Acadia this afternoon. Get a little glimpse of Bangor. If you're a Stephen King fan, lots and lots of books set in Bangor. See the inspiration for his stories. Grab some coffee and some lunch at Wicked Brew Cafe. Well, their espresso machine was down, so I got an iced chai, Mike got a coffee, we got a blueberry scone, and a chocolate chip coconut scone, and now we're heading back to Acadia. Okay, we've made it to Acadia. We're going to the visitor center to get our parking pass for the week. Current times in May 2022. It's $30 for a week pass. Gets you in for 7 days. So that is the plan. We're also here early in the season, so we don't have to get a separate reservation for Cadillac Mountain. But if you're coming later in the season, you need a separate reservation for Cadillac Mountain. First view from inside Acadia. Barely started driving. Already have a beautiful view. So that's Bar Harbor, where we were last night having dinner, where we'll be later tonight having dinner. So we are driving up to Cadillac Mountain. Taking advantage of being here early in the season. I'm going to drive up and hopefully have it not be too busy. This is Eagle Lake. Well, we've made it to the top of Cadillac Mountain. There's Bar Harbor down there. Lots of beautiful views up here. Wow, look at this trail. Oh my goodness. Just making our way around. I have no idea if you can hear me. It's very, very windy. The panoramic views are amazing. I have given up on having my hair down. It's way too windy for that. But look at this. I mean, Pikes Peak last summer, Cadillac Mountain this summer. The views are incredible. Well, there you go. We're on the volcanic landscape. We are here. Man, there's so many gorgeous views everywhere you look. We're driving on the Sand Beach Road now, which is a one-way road these days. Heading to the Sand Beach. We've got a deer sighting. You can barely see him over there. You can see some deer butt. It's a deer butt. So we've made it to the Sand Beach. I'm gonna go take a look, but wow. So cool. We've got a bride and groom over here taking wedding pictures. Look at this. Wow. I have never seen anything like this. It's gorgeous. Man, this is just amazing. I think tomorrow I'm gonna bring sandals so I can do an actual like walk through the water. I just have my sneakers today because I was just expecting to do like hiking type stuff. Wasn't expecting to be on a beach today. But here we are. Wow. Stunning. Maine, you're just showing off at this point. Everything about you is just gorgeous. You're just showing off. It's not fair. Made it here to Thunder Rock. It's making some gurgles. We're not here at the right time. You have to have right timing to visit here. And we're about an hour too late. Supposed to be here 2 hours before high tide, and we're about an hour from high tide right now. It's beautiful though. So we stopped at the Otter Point parking lot, went down a little tiny trail to this view. Wow. And here is Jordan Pond. I know, everywhere we go it just gets prettier and prettier. Maine trying to compete with Colorado, I see you. Well, we had a great day at Acadia. Now we're back in Bar Harbor to grab some dinner. Where we just had round one of dinner, the social, and we decided, my cheeks are very rosy. It was warm in there and I had one cocktail and now I'm all rosy, but we decided we're gonna make our own little like impromptu bar crawl because we had oysters there and we were debating between another place that had oysters and cocktails, and so we had one drink there and oysters. Look at ugh. I don't drink very often, folks, because look at this. The gene where you turn. Yeah, I have that gene that makes you flush when you drink, and so I don't like to do it because I don't like to look like a tomato, but cocktail was delicious. So now we're gonna go for a second cocktail and a second round of oysters down the street at the other restaurant we were debating between. So, ¿por qué no los dos? Well, we are back in the cabin. I am super rosy faced thanks to my grand total of 2 cocktails. But that is part of the joy of being me. So we ended up going to Havana, which is just down the street from Social, which is where we had our first course, which was tapas. And then we walked down to Havana for another order of oysters to try their oysters, a cocktail, and dessert, and it was lovely. It was super fun. We talked to our bartender. Loved getting to socialize with the bartender. Very nice. We got some recommendations for tomorrow night. We absolutely loved the Social, so if you're here in town, definitely check that one out. Havana, we only had the oysters and the dessert, but they were both delicious, and our bartender was great, so would definitely recommend either one of those if you guys are in town. So with that, I'm gonna go take a shower and try to cool these cheeks off, and I will see you guys in the next adventure for some more of Acadia National Park. Bye!